patch, but as I was saying, as I was getting in the car this afternoon, I dropped these and lost them all over the driveway. So I will get one of these, because you should have one just like this. Let me finish. So, Connor Fitzpatrick, Alex Nichols, and I will get you a card and a patch, and I apologize greatly. So, congratulations. Congratulations. Last but not least, by any means, is Mr. Daniel McQuarrie. You and your dad? How are you doing? Would you like to light my first class candle for me?
Okay.
Very ingenious, Daniel.
Also, he can give it.
Very ingenious. All right, so one of the requirements to be a first-class scout is to pass the BSA swimming test. And that was one of Daniel's major holdups until summer camp, right? So what I told Daniel was he went to summer camp twice with me. We went to Georgia, and then we went to McKee. So I had told him, we're going to sign you up for a swimming merit badge twice. If we don't get it in Georgia, we'll be home for a week, and we'll be right back at it at McKee. And we're going to get this thing done. So Daniel had a great fear of the water. We need to do that. Stand there and look at that. Daniel had a great fear of the water. Last summer camp, I couldn't even get him to jump in the water. He wouldn't even try to swim for me. So we talked about it a lot, didn't we, Daniel? About swimming, didn't we? And I told him that he could do this. It was all up here. It was all up here. We just had to overcome it. So when we got to Georgia, I was trying to get everybody registered, and they had taken all my scouts down to the waterfront, and were doing swim tests or whatever, and that was a good 30 minutes. And when I get to the waterfront, here's Daniel, standing on the edge of the dock. And I'm like, now, here's the rest of the story. Before we went to summer camp, we had gone to Danville over here, and we had done swim tests. Steve conducted them, because he had the certification that me and Jeremy got at summer camp, which gives us the ability to conduct BSA swim tests. So we went over to the aquatic center and we did swim tests before we even went to summer camp. And guess who passed it over there at the swimming pool in Danville? This guy. Right? Well, we get down to Georgia and here he stands. But, as you all heard a while ago, we awarded him the swimming merit badge because he passed. At this time, I'm also going to award him an award, and it says, Troop 180 takes pleasure in awarding this certificate of achievement to Daniel McQuarrie for your ability to have courage to overcome your fear of water and earn your swimming merit badge. Concludes our rank advancement for tonight. I have some Scoutmaster awards that I would like to give out, and I have one award that Jonas is going to give out in unison with me. My first award, and when I call your name, if you'll come up front, goes to Austin Willoughby.
All right, Austin!
We go to Charleston, South Carolina to the USS Yorktown. And we're sitting on the hangar deck, and if y'all have never been there, it's really a great trip.
Oh, man.
This kid here can't wait to go back. Okay, so, but anyway, we're sitting on the hangar deck of a World War II aircraft carrier, USS Yorktown. All right, she was commissioned in 43 after the first Yorktown was sunk. So, the boys, as you all saw tonight, kind of take charge and make things happen, which is the way it's supposed to be. I'm not really supposed to do a whole lot. It should kind of be, the church should kind of run itself, and the boys kind of take care of that, which they did that tonight. So they were all sitting over there at the table, and I was kind of like, what are they doing? And they're like, well, they've realized that the senior patrol leader is going kayaking. And the group of boys going to summer camp doesn't have a senior patrol leader. So they're electing a acting senior patrol leader. I said, oh, okay, good. So, Austin. Troop 180 takes pleasure in awarding this certificate to Austin Willoughby in recognition of his leadership as acting senior patrol leader at summer camp Tomochichi in Georgia's coastal councils. Now, Austin is, how old are you, 12? 12 years old. He is much more grown up than most boys his age. He took charge of the boys. I told him what I wanted. Jeremy would tell him what he wanted, and he made it happen. I mean, he got things done. There were other scout leaders in our campsite that commented on Austin's ability to lead. So I feel that it's fitting that that be recognized. Congratulations. My next Scoutmaster Award goes to Alex Nichols.
All right, Alex!
So, at the time, Alex was the patrol leader of the Creepers. For those of you older people like me that don't know what Creepers are, it's some little dude in Minecraft. So, to me, it's a video game with very poor graphics. But anyway, everybody seems to like it. So, anyway, Alex was the patrol leader of the Creepers, and this is for, in recognition of his can-do attitude and willingness to do his best in true scout spirit. And Alex never complained. Whatever he was asked to do, he did it. I had somebody come to me and say, did you know Alex is homesick? I said, no, didn't have a clue. Really? When was he homesick? Because he never presented with any kind of problem whatsoever. It was always upbeat, he was smiling, whatever was needing to be done, he was right there to do it. Congratulations, Alex. This award goes to James Ward.
All right, James!
So, this is in recognition of his hard work in completing the most merit badges in 2 summer camps. How many did you get?
10.
All right, so the process, as I outlined for y'all earlier, is the boys, once they get the merit badge completed, they bring the worksheets to Chris Lang. And because I'm pretty hard. I'm pretty rigid, I'm pretty stringent. And I felt like they would stand a better chance going to Chris Lang. And he's pretty hard too. I was surprised when he handed some of them back. I was glad to see that. When these boys earn merit badges in Troop 180, they've done the work. They have, because we're not just handing out merit badges. They're actually having to do the work, and it means something. So, congratulations, James.
award this to Earl because no matter what circumstances we go through, no matter what happens, if it's bad or good, he's got the most upbeat attitude always. You cannot disappoint Earl at all. So this is for always maintaining a positive attitude by being cheerful. On the kayaking trip, he was one of the only ones who every day made sure to go out of his way and crack a joke. There you go.
All right, so the last thing I've got is Mr. Caleb King's coat chip. I'm going to ask Jeremy to come forward.
I want to get Russ up here and John up here. I don't have, Russ, come on up here. I don't have an award for them because they're in a whole new program. They're in adventures and they don't get recognized every time they do something. So they're only 1/4 of the way to their first award. But they are the first ones out of my venture crew. I have 6 boys there and they're the first ones to complete a full requirement. They have done their cooking requirement, which means they had to plan 4 meals over camp out.
4 meals, 2 had to be in a Dutch oven, and then 1 had to be over an open fire, and then the other one had to be in, either on a camping stove or on a backpacking stove.
And let me tell you the story about that they flopped. I thought when they didn't bring all their ingredients. They didn't necessarily have everything prepared the way they should have. And then they got up there and they were cooking the Dutch oven meal. And they said, "Well, we'll just throw this in there and we'll just." I ate good that night. It was really good. It was ham, cheese, potato casserole, right? Yeah. The first night, yeah. So in spite of not knowing all the steps they had to go through, they succeeded in feeding. There was 6 of us who were eating that meal, or that camp out, feeding all 6 of us through the weekend very good meals. And some of it had to be created on the spot. So these guys, you know, in scouting spirit said, well, we can do this. I think what happened was one of our people didn't show up, and so the 3rd or 4th of the ingredients was missing. And they said, we can do this, we got this. So they're 1/4 of the way to their bronze, and I just wanted to make mention, what we're going to do, since the adventures are kind of in line with the Boy Scouts, we're going to do our awards through the Court of Honors here also. So congratulations, guys.
So before we close the meeting, I do want to
We're not done yet.
We're not saying something right now.
Okay.
I understand that comment. So, you know, over the course of last year, a lot of incredible things have happened with Troop 180, right? You can go through and list them, staying at the bunkhouse in a thunderstorm, right in the tornado. You guys had to go on a fire drill that night, sledding down the hill after the snowstorm. A lot of things, going to the aircraft carrier, going to summer camp twice, going on an awesome kayak trip, right? And it's just the beginning for some of you guys that are just now coming up with the troop. But you know what? It wouldn't be possible without Chris or Jeremy. So I think y'all ought to stand up right now.
All right, so I got one more thing here I want to talk about. So we go to Camp Tomochichi, and we were from Kentucky.
We were out of place.
Yeah, we were.
We were northerners in the
In
south.
Georgia's Coastal Council, right? So we were informed that they do camp inspections every day, and they award the beaver tail to the best troop of the week that has the highest score in inspections.
Let me remind you that the boys had already been out for 4 or 5
We
days.
already been out for 4 or 5 days, yeah.
And so they give us this list of chores that we have to do every day. And we go back to Austin, we say, Austin, you gotta tell the boys that they gotta do these chores every day. We had a meltdown. Because, you know, it was more chores than most of the boys do at home. I mean, it was really a tedious.
And we had to, and the biggest issue was is we had to build a new camp gadget every day. Every day, right? So, you know, what'd y'all build the first day? Y'all remember?
The trash can.
The walk thing. There's weather rock.
Wasn't it the weather rock?
The weather rock, right?
Yeah,
Ethan brought one with him.
No, I
Yeah.
built it. I built it here.
But you brought the stuff to build it with you, right? Okay. So that one was easy because he had already built it before we needed the camp gadget. And I saw the weather rock and I'm like, that was already done. Why should I just use Ethan's weather rock that he's built? Oh, okay. And then the second day, what did we build?
Trash can.
Tripod.
It was a trash can.
It
It was supposed to be a trash can.
It was supposed to be a trash
I
can,
don't know what
right?
it turned out to be, but it was supposed to be.
The bag would hang on it. And then we built a coat rack on the side of a tree. We built hat racks on the side of a tree. And this is all lashing poles together. I mean, they did more. That's where they learned their lashing. Was at Camp Tomochichi. So anyway, we won the first day.
Well, now, let's talk about this beaver talk. I told the boys,
Yeah.
if you guys win this, I'll wear it every day you win it, I'll wear it. So I had hanging, beating on my legs everywhere I walked because they took it the first day.
Yeah. And Jeremy had bruises on the back of his legs from where he was really disappointed when I came up with string for him. He's like, "Really? You really got that in your pocket?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got it in my pack here. Put it on." You said you'd wear it. So anyway, we won it the first day, and then we won it the second day. And by then, the other troops are looking at us.
Oh, let me mention though, this wasn't normal inspection.
No.
We've been to Camp McKee, and they inspect up there. This guy came through with a fine, I mean, he looked under.
He found a piece of
one piece
gum
of
wrapper,
garbage.
one piece of gum wrapper underneath a platform that the tents were sitting on. And it was just barely sticking out. The silver caught his eye, and he was like, "Huh, gum wrapper. That's 5 points off." And I just looked at him, and I went, "Are you serious?" And he's like, "It's gum wrapper." I'm like, "Yeah, okay." I didn't even see that. So I said, "How can I expect my boys to get it?" But fine. I understand. 5 points off. No problem. So we didn't win the third day.
I think
But then we won
The
the fourth day.
And at that point, it was mentioned to me by one of the local council people, we've never had anyone win it 3 days in a row, or 3 days out of the 5. I said, but my boys are taking it home. So I told them I'd wear it every day that they get it, so they're gonna take it home. We need it for our wall. So we gotta get 4 days out of it. And
So by the fifth day, we had enough points that it was going to be really hard for anybody to touch us. We didn't win it on the fifth day. There was a little bit of an issue on the fifth day that me and Jeremy had with the camp inspector.
us, with him, not the
Yeah,
kids.
not the boys. The boys
That
didn't
was
have
all
anything
on
to do
us.
with it.
That was all on us.
But he had come up there and inspected the camp before we could get there because we were in class taking leadership classes, and we couldn't be there. Although we were there,
And if we weren't there, we got deducted 10 points.
yeah, we lost 10 points, and that was why we didn't win it on the fifth day. It was our fault, and that was my conversation with the man. You know, we were doing what we were supposed to be doing. We were down in leaders training, and you weren't here until 10:30 yesterday. And you came at 9 o'clock this morning?
He quit.
Yeah, he left.
After
He
that.
left camp after that.
The same lady who told me, you know, the same district executive said that we've never had anyone win it in all these times. She came back to us later and said, or no, it was the camp.
It was camp
Yeah,
director.
camp director came back and said, you all made my inspector quit. What did you say then?
And we told him that it wasn't, I expressed my concern that, you know, you're directing it at me and Jeremy, but you're really hurting our boys when you're hurt. But we won. So each time they won, a troop got the mark on the board. You got to put whatever. So you'll see Troop 165, which this is the troop that was in our campsite. So, and then of course we got the Duckman Patrol, and then we got the Creepers Patrol. This is a Creepers symbol for those of you that don't know about Creepers. Okay. And then on the back, we were there in week 3, 2014. So there was a lot of awards at the Catholic Church where this troop used to be, but none of those awards were ours. These boys, none of those awards belonged to us. It was the boys that won the awards before they came along. So everything that's not going to be on these walls will belong from the point forward at which we came to the Methodist Church. So would Austin, would you hang this on the wall? There's a nail already up there.
That was a harder one.
It was very, you all have no idea. No idea. It was very hard to win. And
These
the
ones,
last 2 days, every day up until the last 2 days, tent flaps closed. Okay? And all tent flaps have to be closed. If one tent's got flaps up, that point's off. Okay? But the last 2 days, tent flaps open, and they inspect your tent. And your tent better be neat and orderly.
Same as over their tits. That's a scary one.
So on noon on Wednesday, we have 2 hours of free time after lunch. Jeremy brought them all back up to camp, and Jeremy conducted tent inspections and got them squared away on where things needed to be and what it needed to look like. So that way, the next morning, because